laundry basket is here.
Have you been outside at all today?
Have I? No, it's very windy. I'm afraid I will be blown away. Don't go out.
Don't go out. I just had to take something out to someone's car, and I'm literally still dying.
Mad chill.
I've got a chill now. I can't get rid of it.
What? Try the laundry baskets over there.
Good
Sorry,
thing
Tyler's running around in his underwear.
hot-blooded. Hot-blooded.
I got a fever of 103.
Not now. We don't.
Ooh.
I'm sore from yesterday.
I'm freaking sore too.
I'm sore from the last like 3 weeks.
I'm sore from life.
I tuned in a little bit so that the kids could see Billy Diamond last night.
Oh, did they like it?
Yeah, they like his style.
They do. He has great taste in clothes.
It's not my style, but I guess it works for him.
Right.
I know it works for him. I like his hair.
If I had hair like that, I would take over the
his
world.
hair is literally on point every week, and it doesn't even get messed up. That's the crazy thing.
I know he invests a lot in moose.
Right.
And Moose, yeah.
Hey, Bobby, what's up? What's up, Ash? What is up? All right, so we're gonna
Ashley, Matt, Bobby, all right.
We're gonna jump right into this. Today's topic is gonna be protein hacks. Believe it or not, probably in the top 5 questions we get nutritionally is always, I'm having a tough time hitting my protein. Let's start right there first.
Yes.
When it comes to protein, how important is protein?
It's so important. If you want to hang on to your lean body mass, it's super important. You can't hang on to it without it.
Okay, what your goal is, whether it's speed, strength, gain muscle, lose body fat, protein is king because protein is what fuels that muscle tissue. Nothing else does. Fats don't, carbs don't, only protein does. I say this all the time. You can live and survive without carbohydrates. If you stop eating protein, you will die. So protein is king, and we're gonna talk about the importance of protein. So Diane, in a perfect world, how much protein should one consume per day?
In a perfect world. Yes, everybody should aim to get their 1 gram per pound of lean body mass.
Okay, now how would you find this out?
You would find that out specifically if you did an InBody.
Yep, and
So,
of course,
yeah.
either you're here or at Southborough, we have an InBody.
Sure.
I want you to get that done. Now, those of us who have never had it done, I suggest at some point in time you get that done. But if not, just reach out to us individually. We can give you a roundabout
Exactly.
number. We're pretty good about guessing where it should be. So if you go over, Diane, if I went over my protein, is that necessarily a bad thing or a good thing?
Not a bad thing at all. Honestly, I think it's a good thing to go over, especially as you get older. You need more protein than you did when you were younger. So I would always recommend going over.
Now, if I've never really watched my protein before, and I'm starting to get into this, if I'm getting close enough to that 1 gram per 1 pound, is that good enough?
If you're just starting, yeah. I mean, if you're just starting and this is all new to you and you're getting pretty darn near close to it, it's good. I mean,
It's
you've
good.
got to do the best you can. Ideally, you would like to keep kind of practicing getting to that number, and we're gonna help show you some ways how to do that. But if you're getting close to, that's
Okay.
good.
So believe it or not, most of our members, you included, it's I want to lose body fat or I don't want to gain weight. So normally what we tell everyone to do is you got to watch your calories. That is the hierarchy of everything, is your calories, and then you're going to hit your protein. Therefore, we can feed the muscle and starve the fat. That's what we're trying to do here. So Diane, let me ask you, when it comes to protein, having a difficult time getting there, what is the easiest, most bare bones thing I can do to help me get there?
The easiest thing you can do is to supplement your nutrition with protein shake or
Okay.
recovery shake, whey protein. It is the easiest way to make sure you get there every single day.
So we're telling you, every single one of us should program at least 1 shake per day. Hey, Deb,
Hi, Deb.
what we're hoping for in a perfect world again is after you work out. Now, Diane, on the days I don't work out, should I still have my protein shake?
100% yes. And that's a question that a lot of people have asked over the years is, on days that I don't work out, I'm not having a shake. Well, why? Well, I thought you were only supposed to have a shake on days you work out. No, you can drink a shake every single day. It should be built into your nutrition program, just for the sheer fact that if you don't have that, you probably will fall short of your protein more than just by a little, probably by quite a bit.
For people who are novice or new to exercise or just new to nutrition, the question I get a lot, and Diane gets a lot, is, yeah, but I really don't want to take supplements. I really thought that we're supposed to get all of our vitamins, minerals, and nutrients through food. I mean, aren't we, Diane, supposed to get all of our vitamins, minerals, nutrients through food, my protein through food?
Sure, ideally that would be great.
I wish.
If you're looking to lose weight, you're probably going to have to cut some calories out. And it just by supplementing, you're going to fill in the gaps without adding all of those extra calories. So you're just going to be super, super high nutrient without having to add in, 3 or 4 servings of chicken or fish or meat or this or that every single day. It would be very hard to hit your protein with just food alone and not go over where you want to be calorie-wise, if weight loss and body fat loss is your goal.
So the answer to that age-old question is, Frank, I don't want to take supplements. I want to get it through food. Well, I wish you could, but you're not going to. It's very difficult consistently to get that amount of protein through food alone. It's just really difficult for a couple reasons. Number one is food, high nutrient food isn't readily available to us as it once was. And it's just difficult. I mean, time-wise, you got to cook all this food, walk around with a cooler. Some of you might, but most of us won't. Us two right here, we wouldn't do that. So we just say it's a way to make your life easier. And again, when we talk about supplements, a supplement is just supplementing. The rule is always food first, supplement where we're deficient. And I'll just use Diane as an example. Her lean body mass, Diane, you're right, 105.
About 100.
Okay, but let's say it's about 100. It's about 100 for her. 1 2-scoop 50-gram shake, she gets half her protein for the whole day right there. Now she doesn't have to figure out the rest or make it that difficult, and she doesn't have to eat that many calories to achieve that 100-gram goal. So when it comes to a protein shake, what we all should be thinking, first and foremost, it's easy. It's figured out, it's convenient. It's high protein, it's low cal, it tastes good. It's already in liquid form, so it's pre-digested, so it hits your bloodstream right away, which is what we want. So there's so many good things. So the first thing everyone should consider is when you're having a tough time and trying to hack this protein, have at least one shake per day. Okay. Moving on, Diane. So other tips, tricks, and things that you personally do to help get protein into your diet.
Sure. I mean, I love yogurts. I mean, those are easy go-tos, easy to throw in a lunchbox, easy to take. Greek yogurts, very high in protein, very low in calories. I usually incorporate one or two of those in my nutrition every single day. I always keep on hand. I always have go-tos, and my go-tos, the things that I keep on hand are a protein bar. I always have one in my bag, in my car. Those are going to yield me about 160 calories for 15 grams. Perfect. There's 15 on top of the other 50 that I'm getting from my shake. I'm at 65 right there. Boom. I add in a yogurt. There's 12. Now I am at 70 something-ish. I can't do the math in my head, but I'm like so close, and I haven't even had a meal yet. Now, being at 70 something grams already with just those 3 things, my whatever meal that I have, whatever source of protein, chicken, fish, lean beef, whatever, is going to get me to that 100 easily without even blinking an eye. And it's not even, I haven't even had to put that much thought into the process. Good, easy proteins to go to at home. I talked about this when I did my cooking show 2 weeks ago. Rotisserie chickens, so easy. Get it, take the skin off. You've got almost an entire pound of nice, not dry, but really good chicken that you can do a ton with. Takes 5 minutes, and that's always a really good go-to. But my go-tos are honestly shakes, protein bars, yogurts. Those are my 3 main things, minus meat.
If you're a vegan or a vegetarian, of course, your challenges may be a little different, but I would even mention to my vegan and vegetarian friends, protein powders, vegan protein powders, plant-based protein powders are that much more important for you because in order for us to get the protein we need through good bioavailable type proteins, you're going to need a lot of calories. So this is even more important for you to get a plant-based protein, which is low cal, high in protein, high in leucine and valine, those really important muscle building type amino acids. So just because you're a vegan or a vegetarian, this isn't difficult for you. We still have to supplement because it's that much harder for you. Now, Diane, let's talk about shrimp. What is so good about shrimp?
What's so good about shrimp is that it's so high in protein.
So high in protein.
So low in calories. Probably one of the highest protein, lowest cal choices you can get. So you can have a good amount of it and get a ton of protein in.
You can crush your protein with shrimp.
Totally. Fish in general is like the highest protein, lowest calorie. Then the poultry or chicken and turkey falls in the middle. Beefs, lean meats, red meats are going to be higher in calorie, but probably your highest as far as protein. But they will be higher in calorie and fat, which is, plan it into your day. I like a variety of all meats and fishes. But
totally.
Yeah.
Totally. Also, again, same with the protein powder. It doesn't have to just be the protein powder. As Diane mentioned, you could put protein powder in yogurt. You can. A lot of us put it in oatmeal.
Coffee.
You can put it in coffee. And I want all of you to try this. I know here we do the mocha shake. Try it with your hot coffee as well too.
Very good.
It is amazing. On a day like today, it's a little chilly out. Just mix it with hot water, like coffee type, like a pot of hot water. It's hot chocolate. Try that out. So it doesn't necessarily have to be just a powder by itself.
Mm-hmm.
You can mix it into whatever you like. It's totally up to you. I know some people, they like the texture of pudding. You can put it in pudding.
Yep.
You can mix it in Jell-O. There's so many cool things that you can do. You can take amino acids, which are proteins broken down into a finer form, low cal, high nutrient. You can put that in ice cube tray and you can throw it in your water. So you're just drinking amino acids all day. You can make it into popsicles, into freeze pops. There are so many cool hacks that we can do to ensure that we're always getting protein / amino acids all the time. Again, those are the building blocks of life, those proteins, amino acids.
Yeah, those are all good things. I love the protein powder and yogurt. I think is great, especially at the end of the day if you don't want to drink another shake, because you might be up 2 or 3 times in the middle of the night. So you can just have a yogurt with some protein powder. It's very good. Very, very good.
Go ahead.
I was going to say there are a lot of recipes too. I know that Alberto put high protein muffins. There's a lot of recipes and foods that you'll see like high protein bagels or protein bread or protein muffins, protein cookies, things like that too. Although they do yield some protein, they are going to give you more calories, like no question about it. So just be wary of those things. If you make protein muffins, say I have a great pumpkin muffin recipe using the dot bit powder.
It's still a muffin.
It's still a muffin, and you're really not going to get a huge chunk of protein out of it. It's probably a healthier muffin than getting one at Dunkin' Donuts, but still like calories for protein ratio. That's what I like to look at when I'm looking for choices as far as how to get your protein in with the least amount of calories.
What's up, Ashley? I totally love the idea though. If you are gonna bake, to start thinking like let me throw some protein powder in. Now, the best type of protein powder to use is our Dot Fit flavorless protein powder, so it doesn't affect the flavor of the recipe. So flavorless protein is the best to bake with. It's pretty crazy. But again, a protein muffin is better than a muffin, but it's still a muffin. But the fact that you're conscious of this is pretty amazing, and that means you're moving in the right direction. That tells me you get a gold star for that.
Just a quick throwback to the protein in hot water. I don't know if this has happened to any, but I have heard this before. Alberto said to add protein into hot water slowly, because if you put it in too quick, it can explode.
What I would say,
that
actually, here's the best thing on that. What you want to do is you blend it. Throw it in a blender, baby. Don't try shaking it up or spoon it. It may be weird and clumpy. Blender.
I bet
there you
a
go.
frother would work.
Ooh, frothy.
Just thought of that.
So
I'm gonna try that this week. I'm gonna froth it.
All these hacks that we're giving and we're sharing back and forth are all great, but you have to have a plan. The plan all starts with, okay, what are my goals? Okay, I know we keep talking about this, but what the hell are my goals? Okay, you're gonna take your goals, put them to paper, share it with your loved ones who are trustworthy and won't judge you. Okay, now we're golden. Now we have a plan of attack. The plan of attack is going to be, what the hell are my calories, where's my protein, and I'm going to set that plan out for the whole day. Now, let's just say that your goal was 100 grams of protein. It's Friday night, and you want a muffin. Hell, make sure you're at least within your calories and your protein. Have that damn muffin. You earned it. I'm okay with that. Now, would I rather you have something else? Whatever. You're under calorie, hitting your protein. Frank Nash is good with you. So you got to have a plan. So all these recipes we have, they have to fit within your plan of attack. Very important, very important. This can't be random. What I'm hoping for is we just don't say, I'm going to make a bunch of blueberry protein muffins and I'm going to eat 4 of them.
Right.
No, that's you're doing that blindly. We're kind of missing the point, but you got your calories, you got your protein. Have the damn muffin as long as it fits. And if it doesn't fit, you're honest, you log it, you write it down, and then we're all good. And then when you look back and say, shit, I ain't losing any weight, at least I know why. But I'm holding on to my muscle. I feel good. What's up? Nice background, Ashley.
I know, right? Look at you. Woo.
Hey, we're quarantined, but you're outside at the Golden Gate. That's nice. Yeah, you guys have any questions? You guys have any recipes you want to share? Any hacks on protein?
Anybody else? Yeah. What are your go-tos for protein?
You can unmute yourself.
Yeah, sure. I would say one thing too, people get caught up in is things like almonds and nuts and things like that for like high protein, like healthy snacks. You got to remember that although healthy snacks are healthier or better choices, some still yield a lot of protein for not a lot of quantity, like almonds, say, for example. I think 100 calories worth of almonds is probably only maybe 9 grams of protein, and that's only about 14 almonds.
Totally.
No one typically just counts out 14 almonds and eats that and puts the rest away. So are almonds a healthy snack? Sure, it's a healthy fat. Yes, it has some protein in it, but bang for your buck, you're not going to get a big dose of your daily protein out of that. Same thing with like peanut butters and almond butters and spreads like that. They are a good healthy fat, but they do yield a lot of calories that will add up really, really quickly.
Oh, Bobby says unsweetened applesauce and vanilla protein powder. That's interesting.
Interesting. I wouldn't put
like
that
an apple
together.
pie. Okay, I can see that. Maybe.
Well, yeah, I mean, we make like the apple pie shake, so that makes sense.
I can see that. Nice job.
Okay.
Okay, Cindy Norton's all about the shrimp, grilled chicken thighs. Yep.
Ashley Hastings had 5 almonds for breakfast. I call total BS on that, number 1.
No human alive has ever had 5 almonds, unless they ran out.
I was gonna say unless there's only 5 left in the bag, which could be the case. Cottage cheese on plain rice cake. I love that, Jane.
Totally.
I am a huge fan of the rice cake.
I never used to be a cottage cheese fan.
I love yogurt on rice cakes, to be honest, too. I think it's delish. It's almost like
protein powder and cottage cheese good too. If you like the texture. I know, Diane, you don't like the texture.
I don't like the texture of cottage cheese. But cottage cheese packs a huge bang for your buck. Protein to calorie wise.
Cottage cheese reminds me of the back of my grandmother's legs.
Nice.
Love you, Grandma Nash.
This actually sounds really good. Rice cake with light cream cheese and everything but the bagel seasoning. That's yummy. That you can find at Trader Joe's, by the way, the everything but the bagel seasoning. It's good on everything. No calories. Delish. Ash, thanks for that. Make me one. I'll be home in about a half an hour. What up?
Actually, a cool little hack too is you can do a protein shake and you can throw in pieces of plain rice cake. It's almost like an ice cream cone.
Well, that's what I do. That's what I feel like when I have yogurt.
Yeah.
I break up rice cakes and I put it in the yogurt, and I feel like I'm eating cereal, but it's all good stuff. It's not really cereal, but you pretend it is. But it's very delicious.
Question.
What were you going to say, Lee?
Can you hear me?
I gotcha.
I think it came up maybe recently, but when you're factoring your carbs, and I tend to eat more good carbs anyway, but is it better to like kind of avoid them after 3 or 4 p.m., focus on them earlier in the day, or is it kind of not much of a difference?
I'll answer that first and you can jump in, Di. So when it comes to we like to front load our protein to make sure you get it in so it doesn't run away from you. So try to get your protein earlier in, just because it's so important for you to get. But when it comes to the actual timing of nutrients, it really doesn't matter in terms of cosmetically how it's going to affect you. For example, there's not a time where your body will turn carbohydrates into fat, less or more. Your body doesn't run on time or energy. So we literally, if I said, Alicia, I want you to eat all of your carbohydrates at 6 p.m. And then the next day I could say, I want you to eat all of your carbohydrates spread out evenly through the course of a day. You may physically have different type of energy, but in terms of cosmetically, within that 24-hour period, over time, nothing will change. It's all the same exact thing. It's almost like I tell people, if your goal was to lose body fat and your calorie goal was 1,500 calories, normally you burn 2,000. If I said on the first 15 days, I want you to spread those calories evenly throughout the course of a day. In the next 15 days, I want you to eat every single one of those calories at 2 a.m. 2 a.m. because that's when everybody gets fat, right? 2 a.m. Calories are fat. There would be no difference. There'd be no difference cosmetically. Yet there would be a difference in how you work out, how you feel, your emotion. But in a vacuum, it really doesn't matter. It really is preference. But we always like to front load the protein. So when you look at your watch around 6, 7 p.m. when you're shutting it down, you're not like, now I'm going to drink 50 grams. I'm not going to do that. Get that first, front loaded.
The only thing that I would, as far as timing of calories goes to, is the only really thing that matters is the timing of your protein after workouts. So taking the carbs out of it. If you're thinking about timing of any calories at all, focus on having that good dose of protein within 15 to 20 minutes right after your workout. That's most important for you to hang on to your lean body mass, help you recover a little bit faster. Like Frank said, I mean, your calories over a 24-hour period, whenever you eat them, it really won't make a difference. But I totally get where you're coming from, because we hear things in magazines, on TV, from trainers on Instagram, from all influencers all over, that you should do this, you should do that, you should eat this, you should have this right before you go to bed. Honestly, in the whole grand scheme of things, from our general population perspective, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
Now, if you happen to like doing that, that's great. But in terms of the goal eventually is to make everybody to be able to do this, and we want to make everybody the lube.
Yep.
Everyone, let's make you as smooth and as frictionless as possible, nice and smooth. We're all the lube.
That's why we really don't even have people track every single macro, because when we're thinking low cal, it's going to be lower carb anyway, and it's going to be higher protein. If you have those two numbers, your calories and your protein, the other two things will kind of take care of themselves. Your fats will take care of themselves. Your carbs will take care of themselves. You're not going to overeat on carbs if you're trying to stay in a caloric deficit and get a good chunk of protein in. You're going to be eating low carb or good carb foods like fruits and veggies and very small portions of anything else. So it's just much easier to track two numbers than to say, here's your in-body. Based on this, I want you to track, this many carbs, this many fats, this much protein, and stay within this calorie range. That's a lot of work, and it's just too much for most average people to figure out. I mean, it would blow my mind if I had to do that, but these are the two easiest to track, and we want it to be easy so that it's not like, this isn't for me. So, but everybody can track calories and protein.
Totally.
Awesome. Thank you.
Of course. All right. Any other questions? What we got here on Facebook?
Any other go-tos? What's your favorite
Jeff,
go-to protein?
Jeff Cogswell wants to look like me. I hope not.
He does.
So favorite go-to protein?
Yeah. I mean, mine are always bars, yogurts. I love yogurts.
I'm always a shake. I'm always a shake person. Always.
I love a shake every single day. I love it.
And the reason the shake is for me, it's just I'm lazy.
Same.
In terms of it's figured out. I know that, but also if you look at the difference between a bar and a shake is superior in the fact that it's kind of already pre-digested. Right. It'll hit your bloodstream faster, and it's more bang for the buck in terms of calories to protein.
I like having bars handy too, because I do have such a sweet tooth. It does help curb my desire for
Well, I just had a bar here. I wanted the
right.
texture, so yes. It's preference.
Yeah, for sure.
But the type of protein, there's a lot of different types of protein. There's plant-based, there's whey, there's casein, there's egg, there's soy. When you start looking at protein, everyone, you want to look at in a vacuum, you want to look at the highest bioavailability for protein, and that's whey, of course. That's why whey is so popular, is whey has the highest bioavailability, which means that you don't need as much of it to get the benefit of the muscle building properties. Now, once you start going down the spectrum, you go whey, you have like, you got egg, soy, you got plant-based all the way down here. The bioavailability becomes less. So it's all preference, but me, I want the best bang for the buck.
Yep, for sure. Jane said she has shake every morning, bars, yogurt, recipe for success right there.
That's why Jane is a skinny
Seth
chick.
Liston likes Fit Crunch bars. I have had those before. They are good. A little higher cal, but a lot of protein in those too. You know what? One of my go-to things is that I keep in the fridge because, I mean, I love ice cream. Who doesn't love ice cream? I love the Yasso bars in the freezer section. They're so good. And it satisfies your craving for ice cream, but they're only like 100 calories, most of them. Some of them are like 140, but there's a ton that are 100. You're not going to do that much damage with 100 calories.
Totally.
And it's frozen yogurt, and it tastes good.
So a homemade, for those ice cream lovers that I've made, I haven't done it in a while, but frozen fruit, so strawberries or blueberries, protein powder, and a little almond milk in your, whatever you call that thing you blend in, Frank. And like, so you add the milk gradually, so you have that ice cream consistency. I used to make it for my dad, and he loved it. Yeah, it's real, and it has the consistency and taste of ice cream. So it's like a sherbet or soft serve ice cream. It really depends on how much you have to do the milk slow.
Milk, protein powder.
Protein powder, frozen, strawberries, a frozen fruit.
Totally. That could be in the.
And then just your liquid would be like an almond milk.
Yep. We lost a little bit.
That might be in my cooking show next week.
Oh,
We were just saying yes. That's
love
great.
it, love it, love it.
That's awesome. Cool beans.
I like the mug cake too, personally. If everybody ever tried that, the chocolate mug cake, which I have to find the recipe, but it's so easy. And it literally, for those need a little sweet and a cake, it's egg and protein powder, and then I got to figure out the other two things.
Totally. All right, so we're gonna jump off because I have a very important meeting at 12 o'clock on Zoom.
I'm gonna go make a shake.
Yeah. All right, so thank you guys. Keep them coming, and we're gonna see you Joe and I will see you later today for an upper body workout. If your legs are smoked, let's get that upper body puffy.
Jacked up.
Jacked up. All right.
Bye, everybody.
Love you guys.
See ya.
Peace. Bye.